throughout history, there was those times. And during those times, very rarely did they know that they were in those times until after the story was over. During Yetziat Mitzrayim, they were leaving slavery. It was a change of pace. It was a change of location. It was a change of locale. It was a change of reality. We were slaves. Now we're leaving out into the desert. Great. They didn't look at it as for generations till the end of time. This is going to be Yetziat Mitzrayim. This is the whole. Everything that we do is going to be based around it. When we're saying Shema, we have to have a mind Yetziat Mitzrayim. When we're on Pesach, we have a mind Yetziat Mitzrayim. During the Spanish Inquisition, during the Holocaust, during all the times throughout history, when something momentous happened, they didn't realize it until the end. And then the lessons were taken out of it. I'm not a Navi, I'm not a Gadol. I don't know what's going to happen here. I don't know what's not going to happen here. But I do know this. Something I heard from, I was listening to one of my brothers, Shiurim today, Rabbi Avi Bensoussan. He brought up a very interesting point. I wanted to expound on it a little bit. When they left Mitzrayim, 4/5 stayed behind. And everyone asked the question, how could it be that 4/5 stayed behind? Didn't they see the Makot? It was there in front of them. They didn't see Dam, Tzvardeya, Kinim. They didn't see Makachoshech. They didn't see Paro running out in pajamas in the middle of the night. They didn't see all this happening and then everybody leaving something they waited for years on end. And they don't see the Yad Hashem. How is that possible? How is it that 4/5 couldn't get into the headspace of coming back to Hashem to the point where they weren't Zocher to leave? They couldn't bring themselves out of that low level of Tumah. How is it possible? So the answer is that, you have to understand. You see, everything is in balance. Everything is in, everything has to be the test. Nothing is given. Nothing is easy. Nothing is straight. When the Jews were leaving Mitzrayim, there was something left behind. All the Avodah Zarah of Mitzrayim were destroyed. All the Avodah Zarah was embarrassed except for one. Save one. Baal Pa'or. Baal Pa'or was still in Avodah Zarah in Mitzrayim. It was a real nisayon for them. All these years, they watched Mitzrayim do it. All these years, they were mashpia on them. All these years, they were affected on them. And here, all the Avodah Zarah was destroyed, save one. Whoa, maybe there's something to that one. Maybe there's something going on here. Maybe something's happening. And they couldn't get themselves out of that headspace. When Avraham Avinu, it's brought down that when Avraham Avinu, when Hashem brought the Mabul, so Hashem turned to the Malachim and he said, I'm going to give it 10 generations. If somebody doesn't see Yad Hashem, if somebody doesn't realize what's going on, that the world was created for a purpose, that there's a Baal in this world, that there's a Borei Olam, someone who's in charge of it all, someone to keep track of the situation, someone who has a hand in everything. If there isn't someone, then we're going to have to destroy this. This isn't working out. And comes along Avraham Avinu after 10 years, Asara Dorot ben Avraham, from Noach to Avraham. It comes 10 generations, and Avraham Avinu wakes up one day and he says, there's got to be a Borei Olam. He makes his whole cheshbon, we all know. There's got to be a Borei Olam. So what does he do? He goes to his father's shop and he destroys them all. All Avodah Zarah save one. Biggest, the strongest, the most popular, the best one. And he takes a sword, puts it in his hand, and his father comes in, the older sword father comes in and says, oh yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that guy did it. Because there's got to be that slight doubt. There's got to be that slight option. There's got to be that opportunity for darkness. That opportunity to cloud our judgment. Because otherwise it's just too obvious. Where's the nisayon? Where's the test? We got to look at the reality we're in right now. 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, a month ago, Everybody thought that we're untouchable. We are untouchable. I have X amount of dollars, not me, I wish. I have whatever, $2 million in the bank. I'm good to go. You know what I'm saying? I have 10 stocks in Tesla. I own 100 Bitcoin. Oh, I'm good. 100 Bitcoin, and I bought it. Whoa! I bought it when it was low. I bought it back when it was at $500 a coin. I don't know what it's at today. If Mayor was here, who tells? Danny, do we know what it's at today?
No.
How much Bitcoin is that today?
1,000.
1,000? Okay, we're almost back to the beginning. 10. Oh, okay, so we're not almost there. But 2 weeks ago, it was at 12, 13,000 or whatever it was. You know, guys are thinking, I'm good to go. I watch guys come here in the Minyan in the morning to daven, and literally they're like, these guys who a month ago were like, you know, everyone looked up to them. These guys are like, yeah, these guys are amazing. These guys, but that's not the message I want to say. I just get off on a tangent. The message I want to say is we have to appreciate, because now we're all equal. This was the great equalizer. We're all equally poor, you know. Unless you own stock in Zoom, then you're loaded, because everybody has Zoom now.
Or Netflix. I'm just sitting at home doing nothing.
But this is what I want to speak about. Thank you for always leading me. And by the way, you can always rely on a karma to go and like put you on track in the direction to show everyone what not to do. It's just, it's amazing. It happens that everything now has come to a stop. And this is what I wanted to say. Plane travel has come to a stop. Parties, which was an nisayon for everybody, came to a stop. It's gone. That avodah zarah is gone right now. Bars, gone. That avodah zarah, that nisayon, gone. Gone. Casinos, that avodah zarah, I saw you were aiming that one at me. That avodah zarah, that nisayon is gone. Believe it or not, even Sherman Negia. Even Sherman Negia is gone. It's like, woo. Everything, all the sayon, all the avodah zarah. Shlomo's like, wait a minute, that's why. Anyway, that's why she said no.
No, I didn't.
Now, yeah, that's okay. So you were sitting here wondering the whole time what happened. So he doesn't care. So for him, it's only up. It's just. He's an Amway employee at the end of the day. So all nisyonim, all of these nisayons were gone. Everything that we've been struggling with is gone. All the people that want to travel, they have that time about it, gone. Stock market, this guy's sitting, gone. There's only one left. Hashem went and He isolated us into our homes. We can't do any of the avodah zarah. But like in Mitzrayim, and like in by Avraham Avinu, there's always that one left behind. And like we just learned a moment ago, in the Chavetz Chaim brought down by the Vilna Gaon, you're always gonna have that equal use for good and for evil. We're all going to be isolated into our homes soon. I believe it. Listen, I don't know. I'm not a Navi. But if you look at the pattern of what's going on in the world, I don't know how much longer we're going to be able to do this. And like I said, that's why we're recording it. So that we're going to start sending it out to the guys who aren't here at present because they're afraid to leave. And then Bezat Hashem, Chas v'Shalom, I hope it never happens. But if they do pull out, isolation on us and we all have to stay in our homes, so we'll start sending out Chavetz Chaim a day videos to everybody. And we'll start sending out little clips to everybody or learning for everybody, whatever the case may be, because at the end of the day, the one nisayon we're all going to have sitting in our homes now is we're going to have that cell phone in our hand. We're still going to have the internet. The nisayon, the greatest nisayon of our generation, just like Baal Pa'or, just like by Abraham the biggest avodah zarah he had. What was the greatest nisayon that everyone's been saying for this generation, undisputed, has been the cell phone. And the greatest vehicle for Torah learning right now, for everybody who's in isolation, is what? the cell phone, the internet, computer, hearing shmuzim, hearing speeches like we just also now, learning Gemara online, having Chavruta online, whatever it is that you're doing. The greatest nisayon, the greatest amazing possible zechut, all from the one device. 4/5 couldn't make it out of Mitzrayim because they couldn't pass the test that we're about to have. Make no mistake, this is huge. You fast forward 15 years, 20 years, 50 years, they're going to be talking about this time. You know, I'll never forget when my son was born. 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago. And, you know, you guys know, he was born 24 weeks into pregnancy. He was the size of my hand. He was about a pound. We spent a year in the hospital with the breathing. I'll never forget one of the Rebbeim in my yeshiva. I came into yeshiva, and he pulls me aside. This guy is a mamash at tzaddik, because there were people who told me amazing things, and there are people who told me some of the dumbest things in the world I've ever heard in my life. But people came over to me back. Like one guy comes up to me and goes, maybe if you would have done tshuva, this wouldn't happen. You want to die? Like what is that? Like, I'll kill you right now. Right now, I'll kill you. Like right now, I don't care about witnesses. I will kill you right now. There's people who said really stupid things. You gotta love that guy. I just looked at him like, I'm trying to work on myself. No, I will not strangle him. No, can I just hurt him a little bit? No, I'm not gonna hurt him a little bit. So, this one guy, this Rebbe Shama, tzaddik of a yid, I'm mamish. The guy's all heart. I mean, if you ever meet this man, just kiss his hand. I mean, this guy is like, he's like on that Rebbe Kalish level. You understand what I'm saying? He's on that Chaim Abadi level. Like people who are like mamish. They're there for the olam and nobody else. They're So he pulls me aside and he says, he also had a similar situation. His baby was born, I think it was 28 weeks. I mean, not, on similar, not quite, but similar. And he pulls me aside and he goes, I want you to know, I'm going to tell you something that was told to me when this happened to me. He said, why and this? And he says, that's irrelevant. What's going to be is going to be. Hashem's going to decide, But in these situations, there are two types of people that come out at the end. There's the fodder, and then there's the gadol. There's the guy that just goes along with it. Cry, he'll this, he'll daven, he'll learn a little bit, And then there's the guy that becomes the gadol. The guy who takes this maaseh, who takes this situation, takes it for what it is, takes that inspiration, that want to grow, that want to learn in the zechut, the want to do great, and take it to such a level that at the end of the situation you can look back and you can say, wow, if it wasn't for this, I wouldn't be who I am today. My brother Rabbi Avi Bensoussan, I've said this before, but he had cancer multiple times. Because the man that went into that hospital is not the man that came out. And if you ever hear him speak, he slips sometimes. You'll hear him make references to the Matrix, or to Boondock Saints, or to Metallica, or to whatever. He'll throw in his little, and that makes him great. They love him in California for that. But the man that came out was a gadol. The man that came out was huge. We are in a situation right now where people are going to be made. People are going to be made. When I was a kid, one of the most inspiring things I used to see was my father worked like a dog. My father, he worked, I don't know very many people that has a work ethic like my father. He would work, literally, he was an accountant, and he used to work like literally morning to night, and then at night he'd come home. He'd come home generally, I would say about, 7, 8 o'clock at night. Then he would sit down, he would learn with the kids, do homework, do whatever. Then he would grab a quick supper, and then everyone knew this was Abba's seat. Don't touch it. He would go, he had a recliner in the living room. It wasn't a very big house. There was a recliner in the living room. He would go sit down in his recliner. He had a table right here, like a nightstand table, right here with a light over it shining down, and he had a stack of Sfarim right there. But literally a stack of Sfarim right there. And he'd pull out a Gemara, or he'd pull out whatever, and literally for 2-3 hours, he would just sit there learning until at some time at night, he would fall asleep on his chair. And then, more often than not, that's where he slept. Shabbat night, after the meals were long, he took his time, he would sing and spend time with the family and that. But after that, go to his chair, open up Gemara, open up Chumash, and learn until he fell asleep on the chair. And to me, that was the vision I have of my father, is that he's at home and he's learning. See, back then, when I was a kid, that was a possibility. That's not possible anymore. See, my father was a workaholic. He worked like a beast. And then he'd come home and he couldn't work anymore. He couldn't work anymore. None of his clients had your home phone number. That wasn't done. That was uncouth. That was unprofessional. You know, just leave a message at my work. There was no emails chirping on your phone. There was no Instagram messages. There was no whatever happening all night long, that while you're sitting there, you finish the meal at halavai. At least I'm going to assume parents spend time with their children during the meal and then they get back to work or back to their phones or whatever the case may be. I doubt it. But okay, let's give them the benefit of the doubt. But now, who does that? And I see it myself. I come home, do whatever it is I have to do. My phone is constantly bing. Oh, this issue, that issue. Oh, what are we going to do about this? What are we going to do about that? All day, all night, every hour. You always, never happens. Work. We never had the opportunity. That's the vision I have of my father, sitting and learning. We're now about to be given a gift. We're all, and for those who are already there, have already been given the gift, we're all, hopefully not, but assumption, going to be isolated. And then what do you have to do at your house? Nothing. There's no work. Everyone's isolated. You can ping your clients from today till tomorrow. Nothing is happening. No one's doing any work. There's nothing to do. Oh, I left it at the office. There's nothing you can do. So you're sitting at home and you've got nothing to do except you have a choice now. Am I going to be fodder? Am I going to be great? Am I going to do Netflix? Hulu? What else, Shlomo? What else are you saying? Hulu? YouTube? Whatever else. We're not going to get into anything over those levels. Are you going to do that? Or are you going to sit down and be kind of mesechta? Are you going to sit down and be kind of shas? This is 2 weeks of uninterrupted, no interruptions, no one bothering you. A guy who has a family. Sit down. You don't need the cell phone anymore. The kids aren't worried about school anymore. The kids can't. My Shabbos goes like this. We have the meal. Everyone's singing. We have Divrei Torah. It's beautiful. Meal ends. My kids go out to their friends. Right? I go to sleep. So what am I going to do? Talk to my wife? Come on. My kids go out to their friends. I'm going to have to X that one later. And I go to sleep, and my wife talks to her. No one can even talk to friends anymore. You're going to be stuck in the house. You're going to have real family time, real learning time. This is an opportunity for greatness. This is an opportunity for your children to see you sit and learn. This is an opportunity for your children to see what real greatness is, and for you to literally, actually, reality be greatness. How many times have I heard from guys, I'm too busy. I learn an hour a day. I'm too busy. I wish I can do more. Now's the time. Hashem said, yeah, you wish? Let's see it. Go. Now. Go. Let's see it. Can you do it? Go. Let me see you do it. 4/5 couldn't do it. 1/5 did it. What's about to happen is going to be greatness. It's the opportunity for something to reach what we've never been able to reach before. But make no mistake, with that great power of opportunity, like we just learned a moment ago, is going to be that great power of fall. Fast forward 2 weeks, a month, 5 weeks, however long this is going to be, I tell you truth, mark my words. The people coming out of their homes are not going to be the people that went in. And the question is going to be, which fifth did they land on? Where did they go? There's a common practice that when boys come back from Eretz Yisrael, they drop. It's common practice. When girls come, that's why they say when girls come back from seminary, don't date a seminary girl until a few months, right? 4, 5, 6 months. Don't date a seminary girl until 4, 5, 6 months after she's back from Israel. Why? Because they got to come down from that level of on high. When yeshiva guys come back from Eretz Yisrael and they have that Bein Zmanim, they were on that level on up high. They were so good, and then the world happens. Rabotai, you're on such a high level right now. You're coming back so beautiful. You're coming back so gold. Make sure that when we reopen that doors and we view the new world that's going to be, when 15, 20 years from now we look back at this time and our children talk to us about this time, make sure that you're able to tell them with pride the person that you came out to be.
Amen.
You hear?
Amen.
Amen.